Hey guys, Brett here. I'm going to speak to the composer Dan Perttu. He is this amazing fellow. He wrote this viola concerto for me called Merlin, and I'm going to premiere it in April with the Perrysburg Symphony in Ohio. But I'm going to call him right now, and we're going to have a conversation about the piece, and we're going to discuss some things about it. So I just wanted to let you guys know.
Hey.
Hey Dan, how's it going?
Good.
All right. So we're online here. And I've prepared everyone that I'm going to be speaking to you. So I just wanted to, first of all, thank you for writing such a crazy cool piece. It's a lot of fun to learn. It's really hard. But I love the melodies and everything about it. So I wanted to ask you, what was your inspiration behind this piece?
Well, I've always loved the mythical character of Merlin, wizards in general. The Lord of the Rings, all of those kinds of fantastical things. There's all sorts of wonderful imagery associated with it, magic, with the forests, the battles, the medieval era. It's so rich in imagery, and so because it's so rich in imagery, I wanted to write music for it.
You know, I wasn't even thinking about this, but the way you describe the connotation, it makes me think about how closely connected nature and the material world was to the spiritual world back then when you think of alchemy. Well, tell me a little bit about the first movement. What is interesting about the first movement for our listeners?
Yeah, so that one is just, I think I was trying to capture spells and different sort of Renaissance or Middle Ages kinds of themes and ideas. So the magical spells come in the figuration, the winds, and and all the fluttery stuff that you have to do, and then and then some of the other themes are trying to convey this sort of Renaissance and Middle Ages atmosphere.
Sure.
So like a troubadour singing or something.
That's cool. Yeah, I definitely could have used a few spells to play more in tune. This piece goes all over the place for the viola, but I particularly love the second theme. It's such a beautiful melody, and I think it's so rare and pleasant to work with living young composers who are writing overtly tonal but fresh tunes. It's such a great thing.
Well, thanks. I enjoy doing it. I like to write, but I like to write something that might be based in a tradition, but then sort of turns it on its head a little bit.
Yeah, like for viola. I can really hear the flashback from that era, the whole idea of Excalibur and the chivalry and the battles and the contemplative nature of the second movement. It's such an exciting piece. And the melodies you've written are so beautiful. And of course, there's a lot of really hard stuff too. So it's just up my alley. I love playing pieces like this. So speaking of on its head, well, tell me a little bit about the second movement.
Sure. So there, I have this image of Merlin looking into some kind of a magical reflecting pool and seeing different events sort of across time and space, maybe significant events in, people's lives, and being able especially to see the future, because that was supposedly one of the properties that Merlin was supposedly had, the character anyway. So, and I was trying to convey sort of the different poignancy, when you sort of see things happening, but you're not actually involved in them.
Right. like a haze, like a mystical haze or a mist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think that really comes off in the way you use the viola. All of the winding 16th note passages are very peaceful and yet also very ethereal and atmospheric. And of course, you also take the viola to very high places in that second movement. And I love playing high. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'm really glad that you wrote it like that.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you like playing high. It's nice to be able to use, I mean, of course, the low register of the viola is what everyone thinks of as the sort of characteristic
True.
richness. But then when you get a violist who can pull off the high register and not sound like just, a violin, but you actually sound, richer and full and tense up there in a good way, it makes for really, really poignant, wonderful music.
So tell me a little bit about the third movement. What images came to mind when you were writing that movement?
I was especially interested in conveying some kind of chase or battle scene.
Mm-hmm.
And, the Middle Ages, that's what they're full of, is what? Battles, right?
Territories, yeah.
But more of a romanticized kind of thing, and maybe you can insert your good or evil foes in there or whatever.
Right.
But it's up to the listener's imagination to sort of spawn that. But I wanted to capture the impressions of it,
right,
so to speak.
It's funny, as I was preparing the piece, the third movement certainly that came across. It was a lot of fun to work on, and I think audiences are going to really like the piece. So we have a premiere coming up in about 2 months in Ohio. Yes. That's going to be a lot of fun. And anything about that experience that you're looking forward to?
Very much looking forward to hearing it live for the first time with the orchestra, and just then hearing you play it. With the orchestration in the background, I think it's going to be incredible. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a trip. I'm really looking forward to it, and I think having this really important premiere is a great way to begin and celebrate the launching of this new, incredible concerto, Merlin. So, thanks so much, Dan, for taking a few minutes and describing the piece to me. It really helps me as a performer to get into your mind and your inspiration, because that helps me to more accurately, you know, portray what you're trying to say on the page, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks a lot.
Oh, no problem. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Well, that was cool. So anyway, Dan is a super nice guy, and I'm looking forward to our first rehearsals in a few months, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. Okay, take care.